What up, everyone? Time for another box. I'm actually doing pretty good on the month of December, so hopefully gonna get caught up pretty soon, but we'll see. In the meantime, we've got Nerd Block Jr. So a box that I'm semi-excited for each month that it comes by because I really like the Nerd Block company. They really do a good job, but the Nerd Block Jr., like I've said before, so often shares items with other boxes. It kind of turns me off to it most of the time, but, you know, I really hope that eventually this splits off into its own thing, but regardless of that, it still is a good box. So let's see what we got this month, and hopefully we don't have too many duplicates, but, you know, that kind of seems to be the case most of the time. So, first off, right off the top, we do have a duplicate item, no surprise here, but it is an item that I really did like, so at least the duplicate items are cool items. So, we got the bear. Is it open? Let's open up. We got the bear from Mr. Bean. So I actually genuinely did like this item from the original Nerd Block. I thought this was a really cool item. Very well stitched, very well done. Mr. Bean just recently had his anniversary. It was like 30 years or something random like that, but he recently had an anniversary, so it is somewhat relevant. So at least the duplicate items that they are picking are the better ones. It's not just like leftover crap. It's actually ones that were more requested throughout the month. So although it is an older item, it's still something I did like. I really genuinely like that item, so I should have no problem getting rid of it. Alright, next, what do we got here? Robo Fish. Alright, so this is more what I would expect from the Nerd Block Jr. More like things to play with, more things for kids, but still things that are enjoyable for most people. Robo Fish, I could only assume, I didn't read anything about that, but I assume what this means is a robotic fish that swims when you put it in water. So I don't mind this at all because my puppy fucking loves these things. We have a jacuzzi out back, and anytime I put things that swim in the water, he goes apeshit crazy. So he will love this Robo Fish. So I assume that's pretty much what it is. My pet fish, yeah, it sounds like what it is. So, alright, pet fish, good shit. Let's see what else we got. What is this? Wind up animated 3D puzzle. That sounds intense. Let's see what this is. No tools needed. Punch it out, build it, wind it up, and walk. Fuck. That's intense. So basically it's a 3D puzzle of a dinosaur, and on top of the 3D puzzle that you build, you actually have some mechanics to it, and it actually walks, so that's pretty cool. And again, obviously this is for kids, much what I would assume from the Nerd Block Jr., so that's good things. I would assume this is for kids because it's a junior. I'm just happy it's not something we've seen before, so I'm perfectly happy with this. And that's really cool. It's interactive, it's something you build, it's a dinosaur. Who doesn't love dinosaurs, especially kids? I love me some fucking dinosaurs. So, we got a dinosaur, and then you actually, it's part of a thing that where you can wind it up and make it walk, so it's actually an interactive toy after you've built it. So I think that is good. It's interactive, it gets people involved, and then you get to see your work in motion. So I think that's really cool. I will genuinely build this. Kind of hope I got a Brontosaurus because he looks dope. But we get one of 6 figures that it shows on the back here. I think that's really cool. I've never seen a 3D puzzle that's actually like motion, in motion, and interactive. That's cool. I like that. Very welcome. Alright, let's see what's next. So this is a big item. It seems like it's standing out. A reaction figure from Tomorrowland. And I got Young Frank. So this is something that appeared in the classic Nerd Block. But this is somewhat okay because it wasn't the same figure that appeared in Nerd Block. You got an option of various figures. So that's something I'm okay with appearing in the Nerd Block Jr. as well because you have different options. So you actually have the option of not getting a duplicate. So I have a reaction figure from Tomorrowland, but not the same one. So I'm okay with that. I think that's okay to duplicate items if there's a variation involved. But other than that, reaction figures I'm really not a fan of, and I don't think a lot of people are. They're just too simplistic for my taste. I really don't like posable action figures, and the reaction figures are just so simplistic. They seem like they didn't put a lot of effort into it. There's not a lot of detail into it. They're just way too simplistic. Really not my taste, and I'm surprised that anyone kind of likes the reaction figures. I can't see anyone really liking that. They're kind of modeled after the old, like, 70s and 80s style action figures, but they're replicas of them. Like, modern times have moved along so where you don't need to create action figures of this simplicity. Like, you can make things more intricate than this, but for some reason they went back to this old style and replicated it, and I don't know. I'm not a fan of the reaction figures, and I honestly haven't heard of a single person who is. They're not very collectible, they're not very rare, they're not very detailed. There's just nothing about them that really speaks to anyone, really. But anyway, we got a Tomorrowland action figure, so if nothing else, I'm glad it's not a duplicate. Alright, moving on. Next, something we actually have seen again. It's one of the Angry Birds little mystery bag figures. So this is something we've seen before, but again, you have the option to get other figures rather than just one specifically, so I'm okay with that. So let's see what we got. Last time I got the big black one, the bird bomb figure. Let's see what we got. So we got the little bluebird, the little triplicate bluebird from the game. You can see him in here. And he's a little buildable figure. You have to put him together. He's only in 2 pieces, so it's not incredibly intricate. But we got the little blue guy. So, glad that's not a duplicate as well, so that's cool. I don't mind that. I think that's awesome. Alright, I think we have one more item in our Junior Nerd block. And it is a Batman pen. So again, things that you would really expect from a Nerd Block Junior for kids. Classic pen in the Batman style. This is something I'll absolutely use. Who can't use a pen? So this is what I would expect from it. And this is what I mean when I say that this block really doesn't need to borrow from other blocks. There's really no need for it. Although the items that it borrows are cool, good stuff, but they really need to set themselves apart and be their own thing. There's no need to borrow from it. This should be geared specifically towards kids, and I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally fine with getting things like this that are for kids. I enjoy that perfectly fine, as well as I do the classic Nerd block. But there's just no reason to borrow from other blocks, so I hope they steer away from that. Anyway, I've said that a million times, and I can't say it enough about this block, so hopefully, eventually, my words go through to the Nerd Block Company, and they do change that. But in the meantime, that was all the items from the Nerd Block Junior, so let's take a short break, and then we'll come back, talk about some value, and give this box a rating. See you soon. Alright, we are back. Let's go through these items and give them some value. First off, the bear. So, although it's a duplicate item, it's a very nice duplicate item. Like I said before, it's very well stitched. It commemorates the anniversary of Mr. Bean. Very nice little plush bear here. Good in quality, like really all around like a good little plush doll. So, this runs around $15. So, not extremely common. The time when it came out originally, Nerd Block wasn't as popular, so it gets a good value. So, around $15 on that, which is really decent considering the quality on it. That's really good. Then, our reaction figure. These are like $8, depending on where you go, but right around $8. There's, like I said before, I'm not sure anyone really is super into the reaction dolls. They're not super collectible. None of them are super rare. None of them are really high in quality. They're all kind of the same. A lot of them come damaged. Often they come off the card. So the Funko's not really doing their best job on the reaction figures. I think they should just kind of phase it out, in my opinion. But either way, it's $8. Value does not really change ever on those. So $8 on that. Next, our little Angry Birds figure. So these are at Target, and they're probably like $3 or $4. That's around what they cost. Nothing rare about them. $3 or $4. Pretty common value. It is what it is. Then, our little wind-up puzzle. This is pretty cool. This is a little interactive toy. You build it, and then you watch it walk around. This will run about like $5 to $7, again, depending on where you go. Online, it's going to be around that price. In store, it'll probably be a little cheaper, but I've never seen these in store, so it's going to be around $5 to $7 value-wise on that. Then, our little fish, our little RoboFish here. So, this winds up, and swims around in the tub or in your pool or whatever you have, but this will go for about $8 to $10. Things that will wind up and go in the water technically have to be like aquatic, or what's the word I'm thinking of? Water resistant, I guess. So those go a little bit higher in price, so 8 to 10 is a little higher than you would assume this would be, but that's about the value on this, $8 to $10 on a RoboFish. And our last item, our Batman pen. Classic pen, something for kids, something for adults, something that everyone can enjoy. I'll definitely use this and write shit. I'll sign my checks with my goddamn Batman pen because it's sweet, and it comes in a nice little package. It's branded, all that good stuff. That'll go around $2 to $3. So normally it would be like $1, but since it comes branded and in a nice package, that'll go up to like $2 or $3. So that's why it's the slight increase in value. Overall, with all those said, the value on this box on the low end is $41, on the high end is $47. So you get more than double your value. This box costs about $20 after shipping on a regular basis. If you're lucky enough to get a discount on one of these boxes, then kudos to you, but normally it'll cost right around $20. And considering on the low end you get 41, on the low end you get double your value, and on the high end you get more than double your value. And like I've said before, this box is not for someone that gets regular Nerd Block boxes. If you get classic, arcade, horror, any of the regular boxes, I would not recommend Nerd Block Jr. because you do get duplicate items. But if you're a child or shopping for a child, looking for a gift for a child, then I'd say this box is perfect. This is really well done if you're not already getting a box, if you're not getting duplicates. This is a really great box because the duplicate items they pick out are the better items of the previous boxes, and the rest of the things in here are clearly for children and things that I think they would genuinely enjoy. The RoboFish, the pen, all the things in here, if I were a kid, even if I'm not a kid, which I'm not, I do enjoy these things. So I think it's a genuinely good box. And you got double the value. It's just, it's kind of depending on you, the viewer, whether or not you'd like that, depending on if you already order from the Nerd Block company. So that's why it's somewhat of a limited market, because there's very few people out there that know about the Nerd Block company but don't subscribe to it, but would only subscribe to the Nerd Block Jr. It's a very limited market there, because like me and like most people viewing, if you know about it, you subscribe to already at least one of the boxes, and you're probably not going to get this one. So it's a very rare occasion. So that's why I keep persisting to this company. Please make this a separate block. Do not duplicate items. Do just make this its own thing, because this has the potential to be a great block, and it already is, even with the duplicate items. It's really done a great job. So all that being said, I'm going to give this a 6.75 out of 10. But again, that's kind of a rough estimation, a rough value on this box, because like I said, it depends on you, the individual. Like I said, most people getting this box already have one, so not really for you, so it brings the score down. But if for some unknown reason you're just getting this for a child, then this is fantastic. The score goes up. So it kind of depends on you to give that score a little bit up or down. So your own individual taste kind of fits in there. But anyway, this has been Nerd Block Jr. 6.75 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about it. If there's anyone out there that is subscribing to just this block, let me know your opinion. Or if there's anyone that subscribes to many of the Nerd Blocks, let me know your opinion as well, because your opinion matters. That's what counts the most. Let's talk about it. Let's talk in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. See you guys in the next video. Love you all. Peace.